You guys remember when I fell off the chair?
Yes, yeah. I think about it every day.
It was a worrying moment.
I remember I felt so helpless. All I did was just like hold her. I was just like, I can grab her ankle at least.
Once every day.
I can do something to see.
Shoot, with Sahdia, you might as well have injured her more if you pulled her ankle. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast. I'm Maddie, and I'm here with
Sam.
Sahdia. No, I was going to say it first.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get in. Oh, who is that guy?
Who are you?
Sam, you already know you're on the outs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't get the email?
Me saving her would.
It would.
See, I thought it was
it
like.
It would, because it's Sahdia.
Yeah.
Like it was a joke email.
It wasn't.
Oh.
What?
You sent him an email and he ignored you?
I'm now the guest host and she's the host.
I was talking about the email that was sent that he wasn't in.
I'm on the way out.
Yeah.
Well, now I found the three loves of my life. I am out. I just did this to find love.
Oh, yeah. Last episode,
last episode, I found love.
You did.
Hopefully, these new stories are more love stories for me.
He found his.
I kind of did all the ones that people. But I'll say this: anytime I ever look at the YouTube comments, people are fangirling over you. It's always Sam. It's always people are either furiously upset with you and they hate your takes.
Yeah.
Because I've had a few of those, but mostly it's people being like, "Sam's like so funny."
That's where I want to live. I want to be hated. Loved. I don't want anyone to feel indifferent about me.
You don't want in the middle.
I don't want in the middle.
You want hot or cold.
Yeah, hot or cold. You're hot
and you're cold. You're yes or you're no. You're in and you're out. You're up and you're down. You're wrong when it's right.
It's that and it's right.
We fight, we
break
up.
We kiss, we make up. Same time.
I literally have not thought of that song in years.
And yet it stays in your brain.
It's still here.
It's like,
that's a little worrying.
Yeah.
It's not. When you make fire songs,
okay, so here's the next one.
You cannot
here's the
lie.
next one. Let's see if you guys join in.
Okay.
Day and night.
What?
I toss and turn. I keep stressing my mind.
What?
I damn it, the things I don't attain.
What?
Cause day and night. The Rolling Stoner seems to think.
Sassy Sam!
You're copying now. You're just dancing. You're just dancing.
I was just dancing.
He was
he killed that.
I think it's great though that Sam found the love of his life on social media. Like our next story.
We're starting heavy.
Oh,
you didn't know this, but we're starting heavy.
Really, Brandon? I'm not even mad at Maddie. I'm mad at you for picking it.
Man.
I didn't give a warning. I mean, it's just...
He should have known.
The title
that's
itself
my
is
fault.
heavy.
I was never going to pick social media because I knew it was heavy.
That's my fault.
All right, so you ready for it?
No.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for just posting my wife miscarried on my mom's social media after she announced my pregnancy?
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Men just know how to make the wrong decision.
That's... Yeah, because I'm thinking even if the mom had, like, knew about it and then she just did it to be... I don't know why she would do it. That's still crazy for him to write. Yeah, you're the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
And he's asking if he's the asshole.
Well, this is
So there's probably some nuance to the
just the
story.
title.
Let's pray that there's some nuance that adds something
Or he's just dumb.
to this, or he's
I
just
don't know what I did wrong. People are mad at me for this.
Let's see.
well.
Because at face value, it's looking real bad for
It's
your
looking
brother.
bad for you, bro.
Yeah, you're
Looking real
you're
bad.
in the wrong.
My wife was pregnant with our first child. We weren't telling anyone yet because it was early. My mom was over at our house and noticed some obvious clues of pregnancy. She asked about it and we were honest. We also asked her to please respect our wishes and not go telling people because it was early in the pregnancy and we wanted time for ourselves to absorb it. The pregnancy was unplanned but welcome. My mom lasted 2 weeks before she started posting about becoming a grandmother. We hadn't told her yet that we lost the baby. I was still feeling dead inside when I saw her post, so I just commented that Elise miscarried a week ago. I guess it took about an hour for my mom to see the comment and delete her post. We have been getting condolences, which we don't want, and my mom has been getting crapped on by her friends and family for being so insensitive. She's mad at me for not telling her that we lost her grandchild. I think I was an asshole because I replied that I didn't want her blubbering my family's personal life again. She's crying, and my dad says that I have every right to be upset, but that I could have been nicer. I'm just so angry right now. I don't know how to feel. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
You are the asshole.
Yeah.
But this is a multifaceted issue.
You shouldn't have posted. You shouldn't reply publicly.
Yeah.
You send her a message, she deletes it.
Let's start with the grandma. The grandma was absolutely wrong in posting that how she's so excited to be a grandmother. First of all, that's not your information to share.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that away from a first-time mom, any mom for that matter, really.
A third-time mom.
Let's be real. The husband, I don't understand why he wouldn't text her personally. Maybe what I'm thinking is he saw the post and he was just so upset.
Yeah.
And he just put, by the way, like as in a by the way, she miscarried. But in doing that, I think he might have did that out of not necessarily spite, but like anger that, you know, that she did this. And in responding the way he did, you kind of hurt your wife in the process. Like, miscarriage is quite a journey for a lot of women. It can be a long and, you know, treacherous journey to, you know, go through a loss, you know, of a child and wonder, you know, what could have been.
Right.
And not being able to find out or experience, you know, everything that comes with a child. And I think in the way that he responded, he really hurt her because, you know, now all that information is out primarily because of the grandmother. But now, you know, the dad kind of doubled down and was like, yeah, well, she miscarried. Right. And that's just, I feel like in both times, her, you know, being pregnant, she didn't get to say, hey, you know, I'm expecting. And then in trying to figure out how she's going to navigate her miscarriage, she didn't even get the opportunity to say how or when she wanted to come out and be like, hey, if she even wanted to say anything at all.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So kind of really, yeah, bro, you're the asshole for sure.
Yeah. I think, yeah, everybody sucks here. Because, yeah, that grandma posting that at first was out of pocket. Because to every point that Sahdia said, but then I also noticed that she said, I don't know if it's maybe just because of the perspective of the story, but she's like, why didn't you tell me that you lost my grandbaby instead of you didn't tell me you lost a child?
Right.
Like,
be a mom first before you're a...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah.
And even that, putting the blame back on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were supposed to tell me. It's like you weren't supposed to tell anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
You weren't even supposed to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But even if somehow he was supposed to tell her, saying that in that moment after they just lost a baby, this is not the time to throw the blame game around. Like, just say, I'm really sorry for your loss. Sorry for what I did. Take it down. Yeah, I think she's definitely the asshole, but he is the asshole. Because doing things even in the heat of the moment, we can still do asshole-ish things in the heat of the moment. Because I do agree with you. I don't think he was like, I'm going to stick it to her. But he's just probably like...
He's grieving, probably upset.
Yeah. Grief makes you do crazy things.
Yeah, so. Then you like, or on social media, and I feel like he just got so triggered and just responded.
So I agree with you. For moments like this, when he's like, okay, you just announced to the public and all your friends that we're having a baby. Now, instead of them all reaching out to me or sending me gifts or asking me about this baby that I'm having, and I have to individually say, actually, that's not happening, you know, we miscarried.
Ooh.
Where, if he is the asshole, what should he have done? Because initially, I didn't think he was the asshole, but I get where you're coming from, where it's not the most mature thing, because he's 100% feeling his emotions. It sounds like he lost a baby very recently. But at that moment, since it's already out there, would it not be better to be like, okay, I'm going to say this once. We, miscarried the baby. instead of having all these people reach out to you and congratulate you, and you have to individually, I mean, it'll still probably happen because not everybody's going to see that post.
Right.
But individually, you being like, instead of having all these people reach out to you and you have to continually go through that trauma of just being like, no, you know, the baby's not here with us anymore. Like, what?
That's a good point.
Even though he's the asshole, is that?
I think I think if he had a conversation with the mom or his wife and was like, hey, what are we gonna do about this situation? Like, what are we gonna tell people? Like, how are we gonna go through this? And if she was like, hey, go ahead and, if she put the okay on him just saying that and going ahead just putting it out there, then obviously he wouldn't be the asshole. But I think that is such a vulnerable moment for someone to go through that I don't think that he should have had that. I don't think that he should have put it out there without her permission first. If he went and asked her first, I get that. That's fair game. Yeah. But I think that he probably should have talked to her first, and they together set up a plan of what they're going to do, what they're going to tell people.
Yeah. But I guess to kind of challenge that, could you realistically do that with a grieving mother? Like, right away? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I feel like, I think anybody grieving, it's really hard to, you know, process everything that you're going through. I just think it's such a hard situation to be in, because I think most times when you're going through that, I've never been through it, so I don't know, but I don't know if you necessarily want to put it out there like immediately. Yeah. If you want to give it some time for you to kind of go through everything that you're going through and processing how you feel before you say something to everybody. You know, because grief and, you know, figuring that stuff, it's not a straightforward process. There's a lot of nuance to it. There's a lot of figuring it out as you go and kind of making it up as you go along with whatever works best for you and your family in that moment. Yeah. So I think realistically, maybe just taking some space to kind of really just taking time to feel what's going on, as opposed to immediately going out on like crisis mode. Let's, you know, put the announcement out to everybody. Because I feel like at that point you can't really take time to feel what you're feeling and, you know, just go through your emotions, because you do need to just have time to feel. It was wrong. And you can't really feel when you're trying to plan out XYZ. What am I going to tell? What am I going to tell everybody? Yeah. Like, and then getting over the anger about, I wouldn't even have had to tell anybody had the grandmother not said anything at all. Yeah. So it's hard. I don't know. To that point, though, yeah, I think the more and more we talk about it, I'm like, I feel like the grandma is more the a-hole than he is.
She's definitely the a-hole.
For sure.
But, like, I feel like, in a way, I don't know, because it kind of forced his hand.
I agree with you. I think even if it makes me an asshole, I totally agree with this situation. And it might, I also can see your guys' points where you're saying that is a reactive type of thing. Yeah. But I can see where you're coming from, where it's like the wrong truth about what's happening with my family is out right now. Yeah. I didn't want it to be out, but let me correct the matter. Yeah. You know, we are not in a happy state of life. Don't be sending us messages. We don't, you know, this isn't good news anymore. Yeah. And we're grieving, you know?
And the fact that she put it out there for people to see it makes it way worse, because now not only does he have to get those messages from people that he directly knows, but then there's other people that are like people that he doesn't directly know. Like, like that's so it makes it so much worse, because now you have to kind of navigate through that with people you wouldn't have to navigate with. Because if reality, it was never shared, it would have been just
that would have been private, right. And that would have, if if nobody ever had to know if they didn't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
Because I've had a few friends have miscarriages, and they all did publicly eventually say something. But I'm like, yes, they had their own time to do it. Like the I forgot what's the thing, like don't say anything before 3 months. Like don't tell anyone you're pregnant. Just like literally for these kinds of reasons, because like it's not always promised.
Yeah.
But robbing the pregnancy from them, and then I can see your side where like he just had to make a stand.
Yeah.
He had to make an action. It might have been hurtful to the mom to like, not hurtful, but made her embarrassed. Basically, she was probably embarrassed.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's just a sucky situation. She shouldn't have took that away from them. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that was really selfish of the mom. So there's top comments here. They're quoting, "My dad says that I have every right to be upset, but that I could have been nicer." And they said, "What is a nicer way of saying my wife had a miscarriage? Not the asshole." Another comment, "I think his dad meant clearly your pregnancy was all about your mother and your miscarriage is also all about her, which is very upsetting to her." And then they said, "I'd be ready to block both of them for the foreseeable future."
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm like, I'm not going to push. How he wrote it.
Privately message her.
I don't think that makes it like, oh yeah, like some flowery post about it changing. Like, no. I said what I, like, the truth is the truth.
So they were saying that he should have privately messaged the grandma about how they miscarried.
Well, the grandma initially was saying, like, you embarrassed me by responding to the message. I wish you would have just told me that you miscarried. But he's like,
you put it out there publicly, so I'm going to respond publicly.
We told you not to tell anyone.
Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
We just found out about the miscarriage, so it's like you said, we're going to take time to deal with it.
Yeah.
You were supposed to keep a secret.
Yeah.
And then you announced we hadn't even told anyone.
We don't get to tell people of our own baby.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
the grandmother is absolutely out of pocket. Absolutely.
I keep going back to that whole response though. That was just wild to me. Like,
yeah,
you didn't tell me you lost my grandbaby.
You would think like her being a mother, like
right.
you as a mother,
You've
think
done
about
this
losing
before.
your child. How would you feel if you lost your child?
And some people feel that for like years. Like they have more children, they still
Carry
feel
that
the loss of
for
that
the
child.
rest of their life.
Forever.
I have a family member, and she had a miscarriage. She had an abortion, but she didn't have a miscarriage. But she still thinks about that baby.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was 25, 30 years
I
ago.
have a friend too who still thinks about it. You're like, that's gonna carry with you forever. You're like, oh,
It is so much to think about. Everything that could have been.
And Denise in the building. What? Oh, she said keep it down. She said keep it down because Sahdia's talking too loud. Is that what you said?
Wow.
Yeah, come back. Come over here. Come.
Can you really see her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you.
Wow.
Hi. Get over by Brandon. Or you can...
No, come over here. Anthony.
How are you?
Hi, Mom.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
I'm crashing the podcast.
Oh.
Okay.
Like...
Oh my gosh, I can't believe she's done.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that a bad...
Hi, Mom.
He's like, hey.
She's like, I'm canceling the podcast.
She's like, you really are too
it's
loud
done.
and-
You're not doing
wrap
a
it up
podcast
now.
in my house anymore.
No, they're charging you.
Oh. Am I the asshole for being upset with my boyfriend when he wants to go out? Okay, bear with me as it's hard to put this into words for it to make sense. I, 31 female, am dating a 34-year-old male. In the beginning of our relationship, my boyfriend worked in the oil field and went out frequently when he was home. About 6 months after we started working, he was let go from his job and worked in town. While working in town, he went out about 3 to 4 times a week, leaving around 10 p.m. and coming home anywhere between 2 and 6 a.m.
Oh, man.
He initially told me, you knew what you signed up for, when I asked him why is it necessary for him to go out so frequently. A few more arguments here and there, and he got a DUI out of state while working out of town. I told him he needs to cut back on drinking and frequently going out. Overall, he did. He's been going out maybe 2 times every 2 weeks, primarily because he can't afford to go out as often now that he has to Uber. He was always drunk driving. I know. I've gone through his texts every now and then because he'll say a friend invited him out, and I say okay, but in his text, he's the one asking his friends out. What's everyone doing? I'm getting off in about an hour. And none of his friends are asking him. Tonight, he said friend and friend summoned me and said that he needed to come and meet them. However, in the text, he's asking them if they want to go out. It hurts me because today was mentally draining. I wanted to see him and spend time with him when we both got home, but he wanted to go out. I'm at home, upset. I know he'll eventually text me back saying, "What's your problem?" because he asked me, and I said, "Okay, I guess." I gave him permission, but the feeling of him sort of lying about who's asking is unsettling and frustrating. He does this all the time. I try to talk to him about this kind of thing, but he dismisses it. Am I the asshole for being upset about my boyfriend going out?
She said that she asked him to go out less and drink less, and from what she said, he has. If that's true, and he still just goes out on the occasion, I think that's okay. He said that, you know, this is what you signed up for, like, I am who I am. I do get that to an extent. If you had a problem with the amount that he was going out all the time, and you're like, hey, you're drinking all the time, you're going out all the time, lessen it a little bit. Like, you really need to cut it back. And he does cut it back. Yeah. Then he did everything you asked. Just because you asked him to cut it back, you asked him to cut it back. You didn't ask him to cut it out. So I'm like, he's doing it less, which is what you asked. That still means that he can still go out every so often. Like, because that's clearly what he likes to do. So as long as he's, you know, not doing anything absolutely crazy and, you know, abiding by your request, which was, hey, just cut it back a little bit. You don't need to be going out as much as you were previously. If he's doing that, then I don't see what the issue is. I do understand, like, with him kind of lying to her, saying that they asked me out when it really is him, the one that's, you know, instigating the hangout. But at the same time, you know, as long as he's not, I think he's trying to save face for her, because he doesn't want her to see that he actually really does want to hang out as much as he wants to hang out. But I don't necessarily think that he's in the wrong, like doing something egregiously wrong.
From reading the story, it just sounds like he might just be struggling overall with life because of how much he chooses to be out and not be with her, and kind of like the escapism of going out and drinking and clubbing. And the fact that he's out from anywhere between, I think it was 9 or 10 to 2 to 6 a.m. I mean, if that were me and you, I'd be like, we're not spending any time together. I'm not even sleeping in the same bed as you. And I think that seems to be the problem for her, is she doesn't want that type of guy. So if from what, you know, you're saying, she had these boundaries, he met those boundaries by loosening up, even though I don't know if, it just seems like he has like an underlying problem still with drinking alcohol. And I think if we obviously, our cameras died, so it's been a few minutes now. We started
now they know. They didn't know.
Well, I was focused on a thought, and now I'm coming back and I'm not focused on a thought. Anyway, so what I think my conclusion is it sounds like you don't want a partner that goes out all the time. And if you wanted him to do that and this is where he's willing to compromise and that's not enough for you, then that's something that you should consider, because it doesn't sound like he's going to change. And yeah, that's it.
I was going to say something along those lines. I think where you're is this a listener write-in?
Yeah, this is from r/comfort level pod.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I guess this.
Hey, listener.
Hey, listener. This advice is just for you. Yay! So excited.
What was that?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. Unhand me.
Unhand me.
Unhand me, you fiend.
Unhand me.
Unhand me.
I think the worst part was Jamie. Unhand me.
Well, I've been watching The Witcher Blood Origin. Roommates, how they talk.
Unhand me.
Unhand me.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. Yeah. Well, basically, what Maddie was saying, I think that OP is trying to change someone that doesn't want to change. And
He was mean mugging me, so I
wasn't
mugged him
mean
back,
mugging
and then
you,
you
it
caught
was
it.
freaking-
Sorry.
A loving gaze.
And then on the tail end, I don't think you're necessarily upset that he's going out. I think you're upset that he's lying about going out.
Yeah.
And
I
that's where you should take that red flag. It's not the fact that he's going out. It's the fact that he's lying about going out. So that's your red flag to get up out of there too. I said my piece.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think you guys hit it on the head. If the lying, 100%. Yeah, I think I just agree with everything. I have nothing new to add. I hate liars.
I mean, it sounds like he's in the doghouse and he's gonna be sleeping on the couch, kind of maybe near some couch cushions like this next story.
Yeah. Ole, do it. Ole, do it.
I was gonna set up one. That was good though, Maddie.
She's
Kind of sad.
wow, but that was a good one. Yo, why y'all hating?
Am I the asshole for? Am I the asshole for taking my couch cushions away? I, 29 female, have a roommate, 23 female, who was a last-minute choice due to someone else falling through, who has done nothing but disrespect my things and the house since she moved in.
Dang.
She has taken to sleeping on my couch / letting her friends sleep on it every single night, and I'm tired of it. I'm moving out in a month and a half, and I'm planning on giving the couch to a friend, as it's not in terrible condition. Am I the asshole for taking the couch cushions away so my roommate and her friend stop sleeping on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've had a lot of roommates, and I've wanted to be petty like that with communal things. Even if it's mine, it's still like it's in the living room, so we all have it. I would love to do that, but I'm like, you're being the asshole for doing it, right?
She stripped the cushions off the couch.
Yeah.
That
So now-
couch is cushionless
so
right
just like-
now.
Y'all
And
just
they're
on
like, we ain't
springs
got no
and
place to go, so they're
vibes.
still sleeping on it.
On
Can
the
you
wires.
imagine walking in somewhere and the couch has
cushions are
no
gone. You're
cushions?
like, where'd they go?
Not in use.
Yeah.
What's she doing with those
There's a
cushions?
sign on the couch, out of order.
That's actually
Out of
crazy.
order? No, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
The couch is out of order. It's not working.
You got the couch on McDonald's ice cream machine.
The couch is broken right
Ice
now.
cream.
I mean,
Sorry.
if the couch is in a communal area,
You can't
I
do
think
that.
that's crazy. Stripping the couch of its cushions. That's wild. That is literally wild.
Are they sleeping? They're not sleeping on it.
They're sleeping on it like every night, or
I know,
she
but they're
has
sleeping
friends
on it
over.
hard. Or they're like, I don't. What are they doing that made you do this besides sleeping on it every night? Because it's not like, are they like digging stuff into it or ripping out? They're just sleeping on it.
I mean,
That's what couches are made to lay on.
if she went this far though, I would say, hey, if you really that mad, charge by the hour for
by the
cushion.
sit.
Charge by the sit.
But is she just taking them and that's it, or is she putting them back like every morning? Like, I just take them at night so you can't sleep on them, and then put them back in the morning. Because then
She's probably just taking them in general. She's like, I'm leaving in a month and a half.
Can you imagine?
that's so for a month and a half. You're just like, we ain't got couch
couches
I mean, okay,
closed.
so these
Like,
people must be
what?
using her couch enough, though, that she's like, I was going to give this away. And if in a month and a half, it might be in horrible condition that like you can't sleep on it because it's like sunken in or something. Does that change it if they're literally ruining your couch?
If she's giving it
Because
away.
I've never had a roommate situation, so I don't know.
I would say before I did that, I'm like, we can't have people staying here every day that's not living with. I would say I've said
Okay.
that where I'm like, I've had people, they're like dating someone,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, they can't be here every single day. Like,
Yeah.
this is where I live, and I'm glad for your relationship, but they're essentially living with us and they're not paying rent. You gotta go. So I have said that, but I'm not gonna be petty. I'm like just gonna say straight up, I don't want you here every day because this is where I come to be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like OP could have really used like
Some
a
dash
camera.
cams.
Like,
She really could have used some dash cams.
Or couch cams.
couch
Some
cams.
couch cams.
Like the dash cam like this next
A
door.
camera couch.
Like this next story
The
here.
big comfy couch.
Was that the
Is that
one with the
us
clown
now?
girl?
Are we taking
Yeah,
that?
she was a clown. She would be on a
She'd do the
clock,
clock.
and she would put her, which I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how can you
I
stretch
was
that much?
obsessed with that.
strangely, like, I'm like, I keep wanting to watch this show. I don't know why.
I'm
You know what
weirdly
makes me think
attracted
about
to
it
this.
is like there's so many creepy like producers in Hollywood. I wonder like just these old
Yes.
men just being like, so you can stretch all the way up and pass.
So you can tell the time?
You can touch
Okay.
Tell the
12
time with
o'clock.
your
Keep the
legs.
shot.
Do 12:30.
We'll keep the shot.
Give me 1:45.
2 minutes straight on her entire body.
Because watching as a kid, I felt intrigued by it.
Give me 6 o'clock.
So definitely the adults who were telling her to do this is crazy, right?
And it went
yeah.
on.
I had a crush on her.
That segment went on
It
with
went
just
on for so long.
and it was just a minute.
It was like 2
It was like a
minutes.
2-minute segment.
And she would stretch, and she would do like stretching things around.
Yeah.
And then she would go.
And I
It
don't
was-
even remember her telling you
it
what
was
time
a
it was when she
slow
started
burn.
places.
I don't think she ever
Maybe
told
she
the
did,
time.
but it's just like on screen for a long period. I'm like, you're a creepy
no,
clown.
she was stretching
She
around that
wasn't
clock.
creepy to me.
She was creepy to me.
She was just,
Actually, I want to see where she at now.
yeah,
Yeah.
comfy couch clown.
And while you do that, I'm going to read the title.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for checking my husband's dash cam footage on his car without his consent?
Oh, what's the husband getting into that she feel
Right.
like she got to do that?
I'm against it.
Okay.
I think it's just like looking at phones for me.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you should. I don't think you should be looking through your partner's phones.
Yeah.
I
feel
agree.
like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't look through my car phone.
It's just you like constantly farting,
Yeah.
like, picking your nose, just flipping off some
God.
old
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah. Getting in a fight, he's like punching old women. He's like gets it right in front of the camera. He's like,
This is her now.
She eventually finds it, and the one thing she's met. Put it on camera.
Oh,
Which one? This
she's
is
not bad.
she aged.
She aged pretty well.
You know who is? Oh my God, she reminds me of Fran Fine.
Fran Drescher, don't get me started.
The nanny.
Mr. Sheffield.
Oh my
Oh my god.
goodness.
Brandon's worried for you.
Mr. Sheffield.
She no.
All right.
Wow.
So the store now.
The store now.
Am I the asshole for checking my husband's dash cam footage on his car without his consent? I, 34, female, live with my husband, 37 male, and daughter, 7 female. My daughter and I recently went on a short trip out of state while my husband stayed as he had work and was supposed to look after our dog. On the last day of our trip, we got a call from my husband who was acting distraught and said that our dog Ellie had run away and that he could not find her. He claimed she just bolted away from him in the park in some bushes and could not find her. Our dog is quite small, a mini poodle mix, and almost 13 years old. She's still active, but it's really unlike her to run away from us, and I was suspicious but chose to believe my husband, and me and my daughter were in grief but did not want to blame him. When we got back home, he seemed surprisingly okay, unlike us. Ever since the pandemic, my husband started working from home and has always been annoyed at how much attention we gave Ellie and hated how Ellie begged to sit on our laps and his while he worked. A few days later, we got a call from an animal rescue in the neighboring state quite far from us that she had been found.
Oh, thank God.
I picked up the phone and it was our landline, which we almost never use these days, but was the contact on the microchip. I told my husband and he just said, "This is great. I'm so happy." But it kind of felt blunt.
He
and
read off a
insincere.
script.
I said, "It's strange that she got so far," and he responded that someone must have stolen her and then abandoned her. This made little sense to me, as why would that happen? When he was out drinking with his buddies, I copied the video from his dash cam for the days that I was away and saw that he indeed had taken Ellie far out of the state, clearly dropped her in front of the car, thrown a frisbee-like object into the field, yelled "fetch," and drove off without her.
Why didn't he take the collar off?
I was livid
Oh, it
and
was a
confronted
microchip.
him, and he just stupidly muttered how he dropped her there so that she could find a farm and have a better life. And then the next day got really angry at me for viewing his dash cam and called me and my daughter assholes. And your 7-year-old daughter
What'd the daughter
asshole?
do? Was the daughter distracting him while she was taking the dash cam footage?
So
You were
he
in on
wanted
this.
the dog. He was jealous of the dog because of how much attention the dog got. But he wanted the dog to go to a farm to have a better life.
No,
I
that was a ploy. Obviously, he was mad.
How can you be jealous of a dog?
Of a dog.
Of a dog?
Because you're like, I wish you pet me like that.
Well,
right?
was that word?
Yeah.
I wish you would give me treats.
Okay, I'm a dog.
I thought it was
mom.
gonna be dark. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be darker when I heard his dash cam. I'm like, it's gonna be him like killing the dog in front of the camera and like
Yeah.
digging a hole.
The fact that he actually did the heinous act in front of the dash cam.
Clean up your dash cam. You're bad at it. It shows him. He's like, oh, you see him running back.
No, yeah, and the dog,
dog's
he's like,
coming
wait,
back.
wait.
He shuts the door.
It's sad. It's sad.
I'm a dog mom.
As
I
a dog lover.
would oh my God. I would eviscerate my partner.
Yeah.
Like,
Eviscerate.
That was
they
good.
would not be
Destroy.
there.
Because it's like he's probably
My
not even
dog-
taking care of the dog.
I didn't
Leave
know
the
what
dog
eviscerated
alone.
meant. I wasn't.
To
You
destroy.
drop the
Okay.
dog in the middle of nowhere and then
That dog could have died.
Yeah, that dog could have died.
My heart
Could have got ran over. Like, that's very heartless.
That's so evil. I feel like not even at a shelter. You don't even drop them out. You drop them in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
I'm laughing at how stupid he was though.
I want to practice this. I'm like,
That's
he practiced that call. He was like,
Oh,
okay, hold on. Oh, the dog is gone. And she's like,
Oh,
no.
she's been
he just ran
found?
on the treadmill.
how
and
great!
How great.
How
I'm so happy.
fantastic! I'm overjoyed.
So, top comment.
I'm mad at him for not deleting the dash cam. I'm like,
'Cause
you
he's
went through all.
stupid.
You went through all
That's
this.
dumb. And don't delete
You went through
that.
all this.
I
Just
would-
delete it.
I
Don't
would
delete the
love-
evidence.
Yes,
I would
oh,
love to see him commit a crime. That would be comedy gold.
The fact that she went
He
to
did
the
kinda.
dash cam to find and found
that a crime?
exactly
Yes, that
what
was the
she was
funniest thing.
looking for.
Usually I'm against it, but I'm like, when you find something,
When you have that much suspicion, you're like, this isn't right.
Joke's on you at that point.
yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
so
That was the wrong one. Wait, where's the?
Joke's on
you,
on
the
you
dog
at
really
that
stupid.
point.
What did we say?
We all say different things on. I mean, we try to be together, but
Yeah.
usually we
where's
don't.
the drum and cymbal one? Is it the last one? It's this one, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I was one off.
Okay.
Okay, so top
You don't
comment.
remember that for next time.
Not the asshole. Keep your dog and daughter and leave the husband in another state to find another family
Yup.
you have a better life
Why
with.
is the daughter an asshole? That's where I'm confused. What did the 7-year-old daughter do that she's
She just like, I want
like,
my
"You're an
dog back."
asshole.
She doesn't
Your
give me enough
daughter's an
attention.
asshole." Oh, I'm guessing it's a stepdaughter.
No, I think it's his daughter.
It's his daughter.
That's his daughter.
You little asshole. Oh my god. This dude's a maniac.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for your meddling asshole daughter.
If it wasn't for your my meddling kid.
My meddling kid.
I'm so mad at him.
Dude, that guy's treacherous.
So do you leave the relationship? Is that grounds for leaving? Or
I
no?
think that's so heartless. I
That
think that's
is- that-
definitely grounds for
Like,
I don't trust you.
What kind of person?
it's
We
grounds
need
for a
marriage therapy.
reevaluation.
Very much. I'm like, I don't trust you on this dog. We need therapy at the very least. But yeah, I can definitely see him leaving. I mean, especially calling the daughter a little asshole
yeah,
for
that's
what?
weird.
Not only leaving the dog, that is horrible and heartless. And I mean, like we were just talking about communication 2 episodes. Just tell her you're feeling jealous.
the
You're
dog.
feeling
Yeah, I don't like
left
the dog.
out.
Yeah.
What did the dog have anything to do with this?
You
This is
kiss
something
the
that
dog
can't
more than
take
me.
care
I'm
of
mad
itself.
about it. That's
I'm
the
really.
thing.
That is really.
constantly
You're,
terrible.
you're
the
tongue
dog.
kissing the dog more than me. I don't like it.
Can I get in there?
Ellie, you
Three-way
made it, bad
kiss?
girl. You're a survivor.
Save a little for
She
me.
is.
Go, Ellie.
Like
No,
literally.
Ellie's the real MVP
She's the
of
real
this whole
one.
story.
Yeah.
She spent all them nights.
It's. I feel like that is grounds for leaving though, because
Yeah.
just being able.
That's pretty sick.
If not for the heartlessness, the fact that you were able to lie.
Yeah.
You lied about what
That's a
actually
big
happened.
lie.
That is a huge
big
lie.
part of your family that everyone else in your family seems to care about.
Loves the dog.
You're like, oh, sorry, she ran away. She doesn't like you guys.
And
I'm actually okay with the lying. I'm mad at being so dumb. I'm like, I'm married to this idiot. This dude cannot do a proper crime at all. I'm divorcing you on how dumb you are.
because if we needed to do a
Stupid.
bank heist,
You
were
ain't the
failed.
one.
we're cooked.
Yeah. He's live streaming. He's like, We're robbing this bank today.
He's a getaway driver.
They're
Yeah,
like, yep, my wife's inside stealing all the money.
they literally could have got away with this crime. The only way I could have caught anything is because of his dash cam. He just left it in there.
Yeah.
The police department's like in the comments like, "Lols, where are you?"
He's like, I'm actually here. Here's my
You know where I'm at.
Yeah, like-
Points the dash cam.
here's my house. Here's
And then
Location.
he scans past Ellie. He's like, "Ugh." Scans past her.
Stupid dog. Always make me look bad. He's Eustace. It's Eustace.
He's literally used to.
I can't imagine just being married to someone and this happened.
Yeah, I mean, like
Muriel did it.
family members, like pets. Who's that?
Eustace's husband.
Who's
Or
that?
from Courage, the cowardly dog.
That show scared me.
That show
But I
is
didn't. I hated
Kinda
the way they
scary,
treated that
but
dog.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Stupid dog. You made me look bad.
Yeah, it's like
That was good. That was good.
you don't care about animals in your family, like dogs or cats, like this next story. Am I the asshole for kicking out my pregnant teenage stepdaughter over my cat?
Man, these pet people are crazy. I can't.
Sometimes the answer seems obvious, but let's see.
Sometimes
But
the
it's gonna
answer
be like,
seems obvious.
oh, the pregnant daughter's like
Oh
a jerk,
my
and so I
God.
kicked her out. But I'm like, still, it's a person, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was followed by over the cat
Yeah.
is really kind of where
Actually,
it gets
my
me.
cat, not the cat. It's
Okay.
her cat.
Okay.
Not the
Oh, that
cat.
changes.
Okay.
I would have hoped it would have.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Am I the asshole for kicking out my pregnant teenage stepdaughter over my cat?
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the vet waiting room with my cat, so I'm going to rush this and edit the grammar later.
Oh my God.
So I, 35 female, have been with my 45 male fiance for 3 years. He has 2 kids, a daughter 22 who's a lovely girl and another 19 who I'll call Kim for the sake of the post. Kim has always had a bad attitude to everyone, especially me. Now, before anyone else assumes, my fiance was already divorced to his ex 2 years before we even met, and his ex is a nice person who I get along with very well, so there's no hate from her end either. Kate is 3 months pregnant and is living with us because we have more room for her and the baby. The baby daddy stays sometimes, but he has 2 jobs along with studies, so it's mainly been me who takes care of her. So the main issue today was her boyfriend came over, so my fiance suggested we let them have the house to themselves and go for a walk. About 2 hours later, I came home and noticed my cat was missing, who Kim hated and wanted me to get rid of. I asked her where he was, and she said she ran out of the door.
We
which
got another runner. Jeez. All the pets running away.
Which I knew was bullshit. Whiskey is an elderly cat who even wouldn't
Whiskey. Whiskey ain't running nowhere.
who even wouldn't go out on the porch if I didn't bring him. So I checked the Ring camera.
Oh my God.
Another
there's
piece
footage.
of evidence?
There's too many cameras.
Oh my
We're in
gosh.
surveillance
You
state.
can't do crimes when there's
CCTV
cameras.
and now
Yeah.
the doorbell cameras.
And as expected, Kim threw Whiskey out. That ran her off. My fiance tried saying Kim is pregnant and her hormones are all over the place, and pregnancy brain messes with women, and that he was going to bring up getting rid of Whiskey for the baby's sake anyway. I was in tears till I looked over at Kim with a smug, satisfied look on her face. I fucking lost it. I got up in her face and screamed that she had 1 hour to find my cat or all of her shit would be in the dumpster and I was done being her slave. She said that she wasn't looking for my stupid cat and to back off as she was pregnant. My fiance told me to calm down and that we'll look for the cat. I told him no, I would look for my cat, and when I got back, his daughter better be gone, and if he has issues, he could go too, because I was sick of dealing with his little bitch of a daughter, who everyone, including her own parents and boyfriend, avoids.
He said, I'm going to speak the truth today.
Say it with the chest.
Show's violent.
As you know, I found my cat. He was hiding in some bushes. It took 20 long minutes to find him. When I arrived
20
home...
long. Go,
Okay.
calm down. 20
Well,
long
thank God.
Whiskey wasn't walking nowhere.
No, it took 10 minutes, but Whiskey was stuck in the branches, so they're like,
When I
Whiskey,
arrived
come
home...
on.
When I arrived home, they were both in the living room. My fiance said he wanted to talk, but first he said I owed Kim an apology. I told him to fuck himself and that she better start
Oh my God,
packing.
she's going crazy on me.
She's at her boyfriend's family home, as far as I know, and my fiance is not talking to me.
Oh, God.
So there's an update.
Oh,
But I'll
my
wait.
She
God.
is livid.
I can see just like you just like, one step, I'm done.
No, she went
She
over
let
there.
that chopper spray,
Oh,
bro.
my
She said,
God.
"You
What?
getting hit?
Yeah.
She was Oprah with them
Yeah.
insults.
Well, I mean, it's the same
Dang.
thing like last story. It's like, how can you be so inhumane to an animal?
Yeah.
If you don't like an animal, like the dad said, he was about to be on her side to get the animal out
Yeah.
anyway, which it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many other ways. So the fact that you just chucked the cat out of
Yeah.
the house, that's so messed
And he
up.
got
I don't
bad
understand people
hips.
that treat
Whiskey got
babies like
bad
that. Or
hips.
animals. Sorry, Husker's my baby.
Okay.
I don't understand
I
people that
just
treat
can't
animals like that.
imagine.
Thanks, Hetty.
As I was saying before, the camera battery so rudely interrupted
They didn't
me.
know.
I don't care.
Okay.
I was interrupted.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was saying she had the thought. I don't understand the people that have the thought to throw. I mean, I get. Hey, Randy.
So off.
I was so far.
like it's not even.
I looked up and I was like, wait, where am
Do
I?
I exist? Brady's like, I don't exist
I'm a
anymore.
vampire.
Like, I was like, did I get bit? Like, am I a vampire? I can't see my reflection anymore.
I was like, when I was framing it up, I was like, it's very much to the left, but I mean, it's zoomed in, so maybe it's fine. And then I was like, I guess we'll figure it out.
where am I?
All right.
That would be terrifying. I'm looking at a camera. I should be.
I get having an intrusive thought, being like, oh my god, I want to throw the cat out, but actually like getting up from the couch and literally throwing the cat out.
That makes me laugh.
That is really something. You have to be a special type of person to be able to get past that mental barrier
Yeah.
to literally throw the cat out.
I thought you meant throw. I've thrown cats. I would never throw it out of a door though. I've thrown my roommate's cats.
They always
Where?
land on the feet.
Yeah, they always do. Because it jumped on me, claws dug into my thing. I'm like, yeet. I'm like,
I
"Get
get
off
that.
the cat." I've
I
definitely
get
thrown
that.
a cat.
But yeah, throwing it outside of the house as in like a
Yeah.
good riddance
Yeah.
kind of
Shut the door. Whiskey's
is
like,
absolutely
in.
crazy. Poor what's his name? Whiskey?
I'm like, I do feel bad for
Poor
Whiskey. 'Cause he's old.
Whiskey.
He's an
He's
old man. He didn't ask
old.
for this.
The
He just want
funniest
a nice
part
cup
would
of
have
whiskey
been
and look at him.
if she threw him out and he just sat there. It was just like, I don't know what you think you're doing.
You thought I was going
I
somewhere?
live here. You're
What
a
are you
guest.
doing?
I pay rent. I'm a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, justice for whiskey.
Yeah, justice for
Yeah, that's another story where like you use those pregnancy hormones as an excuse to like be a jerk, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
this doesn't work.
Yeah. now
That
you're just
that
a
one's
jerk.
really
Yeah.
far out there, even for pregnant women. I fear.
You
I
can't
fear.
do that. I fear.
Shout out.
Yeah, what's
Whiskey.
the update? What's the update?
I didn't think I'd give an update this soon. So my now ex-fiance's oldest daughter
Oh!
reached out to me to ask my side. I'll call her Kate. She's an animal lover like myself. Her father asked to stay with her for a few nights because he said that I was having a breakdown over my cat.
Oh my god.
He basically made out that the cat escaped and that I went after poor Kim for not trying to catch him in her condition. Kate is a very smart
In her
girl.
condition.
Kate is a very smart girl, so she can see through the bullshit from a mile away, and obviously she knows her own sister, so she called Kim to ask her side. Kim was more honest. Basically, her and Dad planned it as some of you suggested. The plan was for her baby daddy to take the cat out at a road dump, but he wouldn't do it because, in Kim's words, he was a pussy. So they just got into a fight about it.
Cat
Damn
joke.
it, he had a heart.
She sounds
Cat joke.
And Kim, thankfully just being lazy, just kicked Whiskey out and ran him out of the yard. Kate told me the way Kim's talking about me and Whiskey, even if she doesn't move back, she would do something for revenge to Whiskey. So I decided to
God.
listen to Kate, my friends, the vet, his assistant, and everyone else here, I called off the wedding, which is in a few weeks, and broke up with my ex-fiance by text. I don't give an F if it's immature or cruel. I told him that I'll box up his stuff for him and leave it for him to collect in a few days. Don't worry about Whiskey. I told my ex to call me when he's coming over, so he'll be locked in a room safe. I'm calling a 24-hour locksmith next. The begging and bullshit promises have already started, but my mind's made up. I'm done being his ATM slave for him and his spoiled bitch of a daughter, Kim. Whiskey is fine, by the way, just a little shaken up, but he's curled up in my lap, refusing to move.
Oh, Whiskey, I'm glad you got the life you
Whiskey
deserve.
got a bodyguard. His life has been threatened.
His owner
got
stood
death threats
10
on
toes
Whiskey.
down.
Are you kidding me? This is escalated so much. Like, I will kill Whiskey as soon as I see him in the streets. Whiskey's done.
Wow. That's crazy.
I hate that.
The fact that the husband was planning it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't see that coming.
They
did
were
not
all
see
in
that.
cahoots.
that
Yeah,
coming.
that was a shocker.
They were in cahoots.
Cahoots.
I love that word. Cahoots.
It is.
They were gonna double cross her.
That's wild.
Well, at least the one daughter is cool, Kate.
Yeah, Kate.
Shout out, Katie.
Shout out to you, Kate.
You were real queen.
This is listener stories.
No, this is a Am I the Asshole?
Shout out Kate.
The first
Free
two were
whiskey.
listener.
Get married to Katie, I guess.
Well, no, she's
Yeah, marry
No.
Katie, I think.
nope. So thank you guys so much for coming to the Comfort Level podcast.
Free whiskey.
They're
We're
like
ending a little bit
sparks
short because
between
we
them.
are running low on battery, but we'll be back
Running low on
next week
battery.
with a
Katie
normal,
and her deserve
longer
to be they're
episode.
in love.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next
They're both
week.
pet lovers.
Shout out Whiskey.
Bye.
They can love each other.
Shout out whiskey.
Shout
Free
out Whiskey.
She
Shout out
loves
Whiskey.
cats. She can love her cat.
Nope.
Shout out Whiskey. Shut up, Sam.